Good morning, everybody. Romy Marlowe coming to you live from Antigua. I'm just going live on, I believe it's Instagram. So just give me one moment. When you jump on, I would love it if you would say hello. And oh my gosh, I have missed you so much. It has been, you guys, it has been such an incredible week. Oh my goodness. I'm just going live on, one sec here. Uncommon Woman, here we go. Update and live. Okay, we are live. Good morning, Ash. How are you, sister? If I could tell you everything that's going on in my heart right now, it would blow your mind. I have had such an incredible time. It was exactly what I needed. You know, it's always what we need, no matter what way it goes. It's always what we need in our lives. And I needed this trip. I needed to go somewhere where I'd never been. I needed to get my feet on level ground. That's one of the things that we talked about at the retreat last week with all of the women at the Lead with Love retreat in Lake Atitlan, Antigua. And one of the things that we talked about was getting your feet on level ground in order to be a strong leader. And let me tell you, my feet were on level ground. We were on level ground. By the time that we all left, we felt safe, solid, secure, standing on level ground, healthy, rested, nurtured. Even my hair's happy. Like my hair's doing all of the things that I love my hair to do. It's just part of what happens when all of the cells in our body get really excited. Good morning, Scuba Baby 69. Good morning, Joanne. How are you? Please say hi in the comments so that I know who's live with me this morning. I missed you guys. I really did. And also, I needed to step away because this is a new era for me. It's a new era for you. You know, it's a brand new year. We're going into the last month of the first quarter of 2026. How is that even possible that we are already almost at the end of February, right? So I always say to people, we got to get ready. Good morning, Renee. How are you? We have to get ready. 10 toes down, putting feet to our faith. We got work to do in this world, sisters, and we are not going to be in spin cycles and sit around wishing that our lives were different and doing nothing about it. I have no time for that. I don't, and I know you don't either. And the women who came to the Lead with Love retreat in Guatemala, I'm in Guatemala, I'm in Antigua right now, which is absolutely stunning. I've already tried to figure out how I could bring a group here. I'm not even joking. I actually messaged some of the girls who were at the retreat and I said, we've got to figure out a way to include Antigua in the retreat because it is so beautiful here. It's like being in Spain. And for those of you who have been to Spain or been to Europe, it's like that. Who's been to Antigua? Who's been to Guatemala? Who has been to Guatemala? It is a whole situation. I just have so much to say, but I want to be really intentional this morning about this live because I've had a lot of women message me saying, we miss you, we miss your lives, I miss, having conversations with you every morning. I really look forward to your lives because they give me a reset every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for my day. And so I want to serve you the best that I can serve you this morning. And so I thought what I would do is spend this week, so Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of this week, I really want to talk about some of the things that came up for me and for the other women at the retreat. How does that feel? Does that feel good for you guys? Can we share? Can I share with you some of the big things that showed up? And the reason I want to share that with you is because you're all leaders here. Whether you feel it or not, you are a leader, right? You're leading your life. You're leading your family. You might have a business, so you're leading your business. You might be a leader in your workplace, right? You might be a single mom and you're leading, you're doing it all. You might be just looking at starting a business. You might be a leader in your church. You might be leading ministry. You might be leading yourself back into a new body. You might be leading yourself back into a new version of who you are now. You are a leader. So I want you to just anchor that in. Say that out loud. I am a leader. I am a leader. I am a leader. When the women who were, I have two new regional directors for Uncommon Woman Global. I have Kelly Ethington for the USA. So she is the regional director for Uncommon Woman USA. Then I have Kim Phillips, who's the regional director for Uncommon Woman Australia. And I did a ceremony with them on Thursday. They left Friday and I brought them up to the Yogashala and we did a ceremony to anchor in their power, to anchor in their responsibility going back out into the world, to anchor in their leadership, the belief in themselves and who they are as leaders. And I had them actually repeat after me. Why? Because sometimes we need to remind ourselves through other people of our own personal power. So I had them do a repeat after me about how they're going to go back into the world as uncommon woman leaders and change the world and set down their fear and rise into who they already are, but in a new way, at a new level. Good morning, everybody. It was so powerful. They left feeling anointed. They left feeling different. They left feeling like they're ready to set the world on fire for Uncommon Woman and for everything that Uncommon Woman stands for. So it's really important that we anchor in our, I am a leader. I am a powerful woman. I am a change maker. I am somebody who can do great things. I am beautiful. I am smart. Have you guys seen those videos of that little girl on the counter and she's like, I am beautiful. I have beautiful hair. I have beautiful eyes. I am the best sister. I am the best daughter. You know her? Okay, we all need to take that and bottle it. Scooter Baby 1969, my heart goes out to you. You've got this. You're gonna change the way that you live your life so that you can turn around and say, I was once diagnosed with pre-diabetes and I beat it. That's what your responsibility is right now. Your responsibility is to go lead your life and lead your health. Take care of yourself, sis. That's your number one responsibility. And you can do it. Good morning, Sarah McCready. Good morning, Kim Basler. So tag anybody in the comments who you believe needs to hear this message today, number one. Number two, share this out to your community. You hit share. You share it out to your community and you let other women know that there are women in their corner. See, here's one thing I know for sure. And today we're going to be talking about fear. Okay? Here's one thing that I know for sure. You probably have a community around you because you're here, right? You have people, you have champions, you have friends that you can call. You're probably in communities. You might even have a coach. You might have a mentor. Because you're here, I know, or I'm quite sure, like 99.999% sure that you're not doing this life alone. But I can also promise you that there was a time when you were. So what we need to do is for the women out there who haven't found their people yet, because remember the person that you were before you found the community? Remember the time when you felt alone and isolated and you didn't even know that things like Uncommon Woman existed? There are women out there who are sitting in fear, who are isolated, who are alone, who have never heard a live like this. 100%. Why? Because I was that person. You guys, okay, let me do the math here. It's 2026. In 2010, I didn't know that spaces like this existed. Okay? That's 16 years ago. I'm 56. I was 40. I was 40 when I found community like this. Now, I've had incredible sisterhood all my life, but it wasn't like this, in that it wasn't personal development, spiritual development. Oh, here goes my phone again off on my little octopus. I have those octopusy things that stick to the window and they don't always work great. I might have to move the phones. And if I do, that's okay. Here's the thing. I was 40 something when I actually found community. And then I was 46 when I launched Uncommon Woman. I spent most of my life outside of community. So we assume because we have it, that other women have it. We need to not assume that. I sat in retreat here with women who have never experienced what happened here in their lives. I sat and listened to them tell me that this was the best week of their life, that it was transformative, that they'd never experienced anything like this, that they've never felt trust like this, that they've never felt loved like this by other women, that they've never felt safe like this, that they've never felt healthy and happy like this. These women are not young women. I tell you that because we assume that people don't need this. But if you're here, you have it, and you've probably forgotten what it was like when you didn't have it. Yes, yes? Put a heart in the comments. And it's okay to admit that you have been surrounded by so many women. I would put a heart in the comments. You've been surrounded by so many women for so long who are amazing that you kind of forgot what it's like to not have this. Put a heart in the comments if you've been spoiled with these beautiful communities of women who love you and got your back and speak greatness into you every day, and that you absolutely could lean on. If you were in crisis, you could call them in 1 second. Put a heart in the comments if you actually have that. Because see, gratitude. Yes, God has provided this kind of circle for you so that you can provide it for other people. I believe this to the tippies of my toes. This is what I have been doing for now almost 11 years. Bringing women into circle and into community, and now through Uncommon Woman and Uncommon Woman Global Ministry, now the Faith Ministry, I've actually got 2 platforms for that. Put a heart in the comments. There should be hearts in the comments. I do not believe, I just don't believe that all of you have had this all your life. We have to remember what it's like to be afraid, to be alone, to be in pain, to feel like nobody understands. Why do we need to remember that? Not to be depressed or dark. No. So that we can turn around and help others. This is our Olympics, sisters. You are here to change lives. Go change them. You are here because there's a gift that you've been given that somebody else needs. So the message today is going to be about overcoming fear, because this is one of the greatest obstacles in our ability to turn around and support others. Yes? It's one of the hardest things for us to get through when we have a big, big, big mission and a big, big gift. You know how many women have said to me, I am supposed to be standing on stages. Thank you for the hearts. Now they're coming. I'm supposed to be standing on stages. I know that I was meant for more. I'm supposed to be doing great things. If people could see how smart I am, if people knew how I could impact the world, if people have seen what I've done in my own life, if people only knew the woman that I am, they would be in my space. They would say, take my money. They would say, what do I got to do to be in your circle? They would know I change lives. And then what happens? We go and we hide. And we say, maybe, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Oh, I'll do it in a week or two. Oh, I'm not really sure. Oh, I'm not. And we get all up in our head about us because we make it about us when it's supposed to be about them. Do you realize, sisters, that your wisdom and everything that you need is already in you? This is something that we focused on. I drilled it into these ladies last week. And you know what? They got it by the time they left. I said, you do not have time to get all caught up in your emotions and in your fear. All of this is a lie. If you know that you're here to do great things, prove it. Because you know what? Nothing changes unless we go 10 toes down, feet to our faith. Talking does nothing. And the fear is a lie. Do you realize that the fear is placed there by the devil because he doesn't want you to go do good things? The thing that happened to you when you were a child, you can heal it. And did you know that you can heal it and do big things at the same time? The thing that happened in your marriage, did you know that you can heal that and do big things at the same time? Did you know that you can rise and heal at the same time? In fact, I love women who are strong enough to say, I got work to do, but I got work to do. Those are people I want to be around. Because see, they're world changers. And who you surround yourself with will affect the way that you live your life. So if you have a mentor who's in the same spot that she was in 5 years ago, you will be in the same spot that you were 5 years ago. If you have a mentor who's constantly elevating and growing, she will push you to do the same. But she will also not coddle you. She will challenge you and she'll push your edges. If you have friends who aren't really doing anything, but they've been saying that they've been doing things, change your friend circle. The people that you are around will affect your belief in yourself and your energy. If everybody sits around a table and talks about how they have to do the things before they can do the things, get out of that table. I'm telling you, get away from that table. And I'm not saying this to be judgmental. I'm saying this because the only way that you are going to be able, listen to me, I'm not messing. The only way that you are going to be able to make a difference in this world is to stop crying about everything that's happened in the past and heal it, do the work, and at the same time, go do big things. Because the people who are around you who are doing big things are going to surpass you. They're not going to. This is one of the things, like, this is the stuff that people aren't talking about. There are tables that we don't sit at anymore because there's nothing there for us. Think about that. If you want to sit at tables with people who are doing big things, you better be doing big things. Do you get me? Because see, we only have so much time. The women who were at my retreat last week, I want to sit at their table. Because they said yes to leading a country in Uncommon Woman. Yes, I will lead Uncommon Woman USA. Yes, I will lead Uncommon Woman Australia. Yes, I will heal the world with my natural medicine. Yes, I'm building a retreat center so that I can change the world through my beautiful space. I will sit at their table any day of the week. Any day of the week. But you know where I don't sit? Tables full of fear. You deserve to sit at big tables. I know that you see yourself sitting with people who are doing big things. But see, here's what happens. Fear gets in the way. And you find yourself not sitting there year after year after year. If you're doing the same thing that you were doing 2 years ago, you need to change it. Because fear gets in the way of our greatness, of your fabulousness. Write that down. Fabulous over fear. Your fear is getting in the way of you sitting at those tables. Because the people at those tables, you guys, they want you there. And they want to be sitting with people who are blowing their minds. I know, let this sink in, because every single one of us gets to sit at that table. But we got to push our edges to get there. You are meant to do big things, but I'm not going to tell you that where you are right now is where you should be in 3 months. I will not be that person. Like the women in my world, I'm talking to leaders, right? So if you're not a leader, if you don't see yourself as a leader, if you don't want to be a leader, that's not who I'm talking to. But I have a feeling, I'm looking at the names, and I know the people that come into my world. They're leaders, because that's who I work with now. I'm just being, I'm letting you, there's such thing as power in the pause. It doesn't mean you have to leave the live. Let what I'm saying sink in. What tables do you want to be at? And then are you there? You could change it overnight. You could change it right now. If there's something that you know that you should be doing and it scares you, figure out the fear. Write it down. Figure out the fear. Spend today figuring out the fear. And then beat it. Because tomorrow you could be invited to that table. You guys, this retreat, you know how I've been kind of quiet because I can't put it into words. This retreat, I'm going to tell you something. I led a retreat in Guatemala, the furthest I've ever led a retreat. And it was small, but you had to be a certain kind of person to be here. And there were 3 women plus Andrea who owns the retreat space. And that retreat just leveled up my life. I just leveled up my own business. Andrea said to me, this retreat just leveled up my business. The women who were at the retreat walked away saying, this leveled up my life. None of us are ever going to be the same. So we were all here, and now we're all here in our own way. Everybody's doing different things. Everybody's at different stages. But there's not one person who didn't level up. And I'm talking not just one level. I'm talking 5, 10 notches. I'll never be the same. I'm going to coach differently. I'm going to move differently. I already am. Because this retreat was called Lead with Love, not Lead with Fear. If I held a Lead with Fear retreat, it'd probably be a full overflowing. Finally, somebody tells me I can stay in my fear. No, this was a Lead with Love retreat. These women are next level. Like they're saying, I'm going to lead a country. Uncommon Woman, USA. Uncommon Woman, Australia. Jen Hewson, who was the 3rd, is a natural doctor. She's like, I have a vision to do mission on the streets in Canada and around the world and bring love and bring Christ and bring God and bring all of the things that people need to the streets. I mean, we're talking, these women are doing big things. will never be the same. And that was 10 days ago. We get to continue to level up. But you want to sit at tables with people who are changing the world? You got to change the world. You can't just talk about it, right? I'm telling you this because I know that you're meant for more. And I'm meant for more. And I'm doing big things. And I'm still meant for more. I am just beginning. I am just beginning. I just brought in regional directors for Uncommon Woman, global. 10 years. It took me a decade. It took me a decade to have women trust me enough to say, I will lead your movement in this country. So if you think stuff is going to happen overnight, it's not. But also, one of the things that these women shared with me was that I never stopped. They said, you have been consistent for a decade. You have been showing up and growing up for a decade. And that's why I said yes. I haven't been up and down and up and down. And I talked to them about, I said, I know that I pulled back. We had big conversations about, the times in our lives when things were shifting. And I said, I know that I pulled way back when my mom was sick. And they said, yeah, but you never stopped coaching us. Like, that's when I took my business more to one-on-one because I couldn't carry it all and be a caregiver. But I never stopped being Uncommon Woman. And I never stopped growing. And I never stopped growing my business. My business grew while my mom was dying. I didn't pack it in. I didn't say this is too much. You know what I said? I got to figure out a way to still do what I'm here to do and serve my mother and serve my father. But no, packing it in, are you kidding? And it's funny because in last year, 2025, I was like, am I supposed to shut down the Uncommon Woman and start something bigger? And then I realized, no, it's the Uncommon Woman is supposed to be bigger. And so I expanded it. And I was like, I'm going to get regional directors. And then it made sense. I just knew I was meant for more. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been expanding the whole time, but I had to move through my fear first. You have to move through your fear. I'm going to read you from my devotional book. And I see a whole bunch of you saying that you want to come next year. How about come in November? Like, how about I'm running another retreat in Guatemala called Lead with Love. This will be number 2, November 15th to the 21st. I challenge you to not put it off a year. I challenge you to be there in November. This is what I'm saying. Get there now. Start now. Save now. Be that woman now. What do you mean next year? We are actually, how do we know that we have till next year? Get in the room now. You guys change the world now. Be the woman now who gets sit at this table with us. What's the big thing? What's the big thing that you're committed to doing? What have you done? I want to know all about it. And where are we going? Be that woman now. Good morning, Lane. Good morning, Melly. Be her now. Lead with love now. Plan now. Say November 15th to 21st, I am going to be there. I'm going to make it happen. See, this is what happens. We don't have faith in ourselves enough. I wonder how many of you are thinking, I couldn't afford it. Well, okay. Or you could figure out how it's going to happen. You could say, okay, November, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. I have 8 months to figure it out. What would you, if you're a coach, if you were a coach, what would you say to your client? If she said, I want to go to this incredible retreat in Guatemala in November, would you say, I think you should go next year? Walk your talk, sister. We're not messing around. Do you get me? Can you imagine if I said to Andrea, I made her a promise. I said, I will be one of the first women to come to your retreats when you open your retreat space. I promised her that like 6 years ago. Can you imagine if I said to her, I don't think I'm quite ready to come yet, but I keep talking about how I'm doing big things, like all day, every day. Like I literally show up every day and say I'm doing big things. She'd be like, I thought you were doing big things. You can't bring, it doesn't even make sense. So I said to her, I'm going to do it. And it was the best retreat I've ever run. She was like, mind blown. The women who were there have transformed their lives. Can you imagine? I can't imagine saying to Kim and Kelly and Jen, you got to wait for me to be ready. You guys, like your transformation and your leadership has to wait till my fears. Like, that wouldn't be an integrity. You guys, I'm the coach who's like, go figure it out now. So if you want to be there in November, figure it out now. You got 8 months. If you're a coach, you better figure out how to make that money. Because you got to be able to, like, ladies, we have to have enough money to do things. If we don't, then we need to figure out why our coaching business is the way that it is. Like this, it's all coming back to how are you leading? If you say it's hard, it's going to be hard. 8 months. So I will be giving all the details to anybody who wants the details. Just let me know. You have to DM me and say, put me on the list. And then I will get your email and I'll say, I'm actually doing this first. Because the Lead with Love retreat is such a spectacular space that I'm actually not just going to put it out to everybody right yet. What I'm saying is, I'm talking about it right now. Let me know that you want to come, and then I will send you an email, and then we'll have a conversation. So yeah, I put a little bit of pressure on you, right? In the best way. You guys, if you come to this retreat, you will leave a different woman, but you got to be a different woman than you are today to come to this retreat. Do you know what I mean? Like I won't be the same woman in November. It's calling women higher. And if somebody says yes to this retreat, I already know that they're committed to going higher. See, this is the thing. When somebody says, I'm coming to this, and in 8 months, you watch who I'm going to be. By the time I get there, I would be so in. What I don't have time for, and what you don't have time for, is people who are like, oh, I don't think I'm worthy to be there. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you get to come. Yeah, you get to figure it out. Yeah, you get to save the money. Yeah, you get to do things like this. The women who came to this retreat had probably some of the same questions you did, but you know what they said? I'm doing it because it's calling me higher. Go watch Kelly Ethington's live from yesterday. She looks like a different person. And she's leading with love. She is up-leveling, right? Jen Hewson was going live from the retreat, up-leveling. It is so amazing. So if you want to be there, I want you to be there. But I also want to call you higher so that by the time you get there, you can say, listen to what I did between February 23rd, when you did that live, and today. If you're committed to changing your life and doing big things, I invite you there. But we don't have space. Like, it's not a space where, what it wasn't was a space where everybody just fell apart at the seams, and then we spent a whole week in the dark place. That wasn't what this retreat was. It was like, the first day was what's holding you down. And then that's the thing that we're going to release by the end of the week. And let me tell you, they did the work. They had one thing to do. And we talked about it from all angles. And we talked about leadership, and we talked about all, and by the time they left, they're like, so it's a process, right? Do you know what I mean? I love you guys. I'm so excited. I want everybody. I want nothing more than for women to be who they see themselves as. I see myself as this person. Like, I envisioned myself leading international retreats, because actually in person is like one of my favorite things. It's where my gifts come out in the biggest way, is in person, whether it's on a phone call with the client, on a video call, in group, but like in person, in the flesh is a next level. Like I thrive, my gifts, my coaching, my mentorship is in the room with you. Like I love writing and I've got a book on my heart. Anyway, I'm not gonna even say it. But it's not my most powerful tool. My most powerful tool, I know for sure, is being in the room with you. You will transform in my space because I lead with love, but I encourage you. I believe in you so much that I ask you to push your edges in the room with me. And the women who have been in spaces with me know that. I'll say, I'm going to ask you this question, and there's no getting up and running away. We're going to talk about it because I love you and I want to work with you on this. And we do the work. And it's incredible. And because I've built know, like, and trust with my clients, they know that they can be that way. They can be open and vulnerable and honest in my space, and I will only lift them, and I will only pour into them, and I will only say, I see your greatness here. I know that you're seeing pain and frustration and fear and failure and mistake, but all I see is opportunity and growth and beauty and power. And imagine if you took that story and turned that into something. So like I said, fear is the focus for this call because your fear will stop you from thriving. It will stop you from making money in your business. It will stop you from doing the things that you actually know that you're built to do. It will stop you from connecting with people who are doing big things because you're going to think that you're not worthy of being in that room. So when I was saying I only sit at tables with people who are doing big things, it's because I had to get over my fear to sit at those tables. Otherwise, I was sitting at tables that weren't actually serving me, and I had a big vision. So I'm inviting you to say, who do I have to be now to sit at that table? And I'm going to be her. I'm not going to let all my excuses and all the stuff about time and money, everything, because that's all relative. I'm not going to let it control who I am now, today, because I'm a different person today than I was yesterday. I move differently because I was at a retreat, leading a retreat last week. It changed me because in order for me to lead women like them, I had to be a better leader than I've ever been. And I was, because it was my full-time job last week. You get to be different today. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that amazing? If you're here, I love you so much. I feel like Andrea and I need to do a live about the retreat because we both looked at each other and went, oh my gosh, was that not the most amazing thing ever? Andrea and her partner, Matt, own and built with their hands from the ground up this space. Please go look it up on Instagram, TA_retreats, okay? And find her. After Dawn Yoga, I believe it is on Facebook, Andrea Dawn. You'll see when you go to Ta Retreats, you'll see all the other things. Sorry, my phone fell. But she and I looked at each other and we were like, that was it. That was the thing. That's what we wanted. We wanted women who just were like, we're here for it. And we looked at each other and we were like I actually have goosebumps right now. We were like, did you see the transformation? Did you see that? Like, because they host the space, but she also did yoga with us every morning. Now you come to my retreats, you're gonna be up early because leaders do things. We get up at 6, we're on the shala, in the shala with a good cup of coffee, but ready to go in at 6:30. And then we spent 2 hours. We start our day like that. We start our day like that. We're not rolling around in bed scrolling. No, 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 no. We're up in the yogashala together, building new habits. Because if you want to be a new person, you have to have new habits. So right away, these women were in. I don't mess around. I only have this much time with you. But let me tell you, when they walked out the door, she and I looked at each other and we went, success. Those women are never going to be able to go back to where they were. And they weren't even in a bad place. These are incredible women. But we saw with our own two eyes what happened. Sorry, this phone keeps, I have those little octopusy things and it's sliding. I mean, they left, they looked different. Day 2, they looked different. When you transform, it's inside out. If you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't like how you look, go change your innards. Like, go inside. And then in a week, look in the mirror. Don't look at yourself for a week. And just do the inner work. Pray, meditate, move your body, eat good food, have really powerful conversations, lie in the sun, pray to God. Get rid of all the stuff that weighs you down and then go look at yourself. You're not even going to recognize yourself. Because beauty truly is from the inside out. When you lead with love, you're leading yourself with love. You're literally saying, self, here. Instead of all that hate and self-loathing that you're experiencing, how about I'm just going to dish you out love all day, every day? Let's see how that works. Right? I love you guys so much. I want this for everybody. I want everybody to walk out of a retreat space the way that those women walked out. It is just, everybody needs it in their life. Because life is chaotic, the world is crazy, we get caught up in all the things. That's how you lead. You lead yourself first. You say, I'm going to do everything different starting today. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to pray. Like, you just have to shake your own tree. You can't be a different person if you don't do things different. Look at your circle and say, are these people elevating me? Or is this circle keeping me in the same space that I've been in? Am I growing with this coach? Am I actually shifting or am I resisting? Like, what's happening? Like, be curious about your own life. Okay. I know. You guys, I'm sorry. I'm all excited here. Okay. So I have my devotional that you guys know that I have my little pink book. I brought it with me all the way to Guatemala. This book is so amazing. Anyway, here's the message for today. And it's about fear. Held captive by fear is what it's called. Okay? It says, when you lie down, you will not be afraid. Yes, you will lie down and your sleep will be sweet. Do not be afraid of sudden terror, nor of trouble from the wicked when it comes, for the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from being caught. That is Proverbs 3:24-26. What does that mean? Because we're talking about fear and God and what it means to be uncommon women, women of faith, is that you need to surrender. One of the women wrote on the rocks before she left. We did this little thing where we went and wrote on the rock with paint a message. And one of them said, I surrendered here. I think that's what it said. It was like, I am surrendering, or I surrendered here. It was something like that. It was so powerful because I watched her surrender. And as she surrendered, guess what? Guess what happened? Peace. With surrender comes peace. When you're surrendering to God, not to your ego, not to other people, but to love, to God, there's peace there. Because you surrender control. It's control that takes us down. It's control that winds us up. We want to control everything and it's not working. I want that person to love me and it's not working. right? I want this relationship to be perfect and it's not working. Surrender to God and then put 10 toes down, feet to your faith, and go do things that are in alignment with what you really want. And it will all work out. Fears overwhelm our minds, causing anxious thoughts and sleepless nights. Anyone? Okay, let's just break it down. When we're in fear, we get anxious and we don't sleep, right? Well, if we're anxious and don't sleep, what happens? Of course, when we wake up in the morning, we look in the mirror and we go, oh my gosh, I can really tell that life is hard on me right now. This is what I mean by just surrender. Do life differently and you will see a different woman in the mirror. How will the bills get paid this month? Will the doctor have bad news? Family members need help. Friends are overwhelmed with suffering, and we can't make it all okay. We can't make everybody else's lives okay. This is one of the things about women that we want so badly, to fix everybody and help everybody and be everything for everybody. But you know what? Who we really need to work on is ourselves first. Sometimes it's a distraction. Oh, I'm too busy helping everybody else to take care of myself. What's that really about? What's that really about? Sometimes we're afraid to face the things that we got to face that need fixing. So we make it about everybody else. Oops. Sorry. And because I'm the kind of coach that I am with lots of experience, I'll say, no. That's not going to fly here. Right? What's really going on? Serve you. Because that's my gift. That's my mission, is to serve you, to help you see and support you in that. Sorry, you guys. When fearful thoughts flood our minds, God's words of wisdom and comfort can get washed away. Yeah? Right? We forget. It's really easy to be in God's love when everything's good, or when we're surrounded by 500 other people who have their arms up in the air. But you know when it's hard? When we're alone in our room. When things aren't going well. I'm trying to hold these little guys up. Sorry, I know this is a little distracting. I don't have my tripods here. One of my tripods broke on the way. Can you believe it? If we can learn to fully trust him, capital H, he will calm our fears and still our quickened hearts. Kind of like when Jesus was in the boat with his disciples. He said, oh, ye of little faith, if you just have faith in me, just listen to me when I tell you, I'm here for you. I am your peace. You don't need to look out there. You don't need the weather to stop. The external circumstances you have no control over. But you do have control over whether you surrender to me or not. And when you do, ooh, baby. Okay? We can be fearless because our confidence is in God and his promises. We can be fearless. We can actually say, I'm just not going to be afraid of anything. And I know that there's going to be obstacles, and I know there's going to be some crazy, and I know things aren't going to go as planned, and I know that it's going to, because it's guaranteed. It is 100% guaranteed that things are going to go sideways, okay? Somewhere. So I know it. Just surrender and say, and also, I know that if I always listen to my intuition, if I do what is love, if I lead with love, if I listen to God, if I don't let my fear run the show, it's going to be better than I ever imagined. But I have to get out of my own way. Lord Jesus, help me not to be held captive. Who's being held captive by their fear? I want to leave this relationship, but I can't. I'm afraid of the money. I'm afraid of what's going to happen. That's fear. So often women say, I don't have any fear. And I'll say, well, then why are you still in the crappy job? Or why are you still in the crappy relationship? For my kids? No. Kids don't need parents to be in bad marriages. They need parents to be happy. They need to see what it looks like to be happy. They need to see what it looks like to serve from a place of love. The self, capital S. They need to see what healthy marriage looks like so they don't repeat the patterns. We have ourselves so convinced, we go deep. And that's actually become an excuse for bad marriages that has become okay for people to say, we're staying for the kids. And I've had adult women say to me, I wish my parents had gotten divorced because it was worse that they didn't. I mean, and I'm not giving you marriage advice. I'm just using this as an example. What's the real reason? Work on that, right? Lord Jesus, help me not to be held captive by my fear today. Take away the flood of terror and assure me that you are my refuge. In other words, I'm going to go under your wing because I know that while things are going on, see, refuge means that while things are going on, I'm safe. It doesn't mean that nothing's going on and I'm safe. It means that while things are going on, I'm safe. We can be fearless because our confidence is in, oops, sorry, wrong thing. You lovingly attend to my every need and I can rest in you. I can rest in you. I can rest while the storm is going on. You guys, I had a phone call with my business associate, my business partner. There was stuff going on last week with Crush while I was here. And after the call, I was like, I get to rest in God while these things are going on. I get to trust that it is all working in my favor. I'm not going to get on a plane and fly home. I'm not going to cancel my trip. I'm not going to assume that I'm the only person that can solve everything. God's got me. In fact, I think it was a gift because I've had 48 hours to think about it. And I'm like, you know what? Things have to run without me there. Right? Like, I'm learning how to be a leader. I'm learning how to lead with love. I'm learning how to build a business that I've never built before. Okay, where is this? What did you do with the coffee berries? Oh, we didn't do anything with coffee berries, but we did go to a coffee plantation. That's a whole other conversation. Okay, so before I go, okay, I've got 7 minutes left. How you guys doing? Are you lit up? I know that I'm on fire this morning, but I knew that I would be. I knew that I would be. Thank you. You love my earrings. Thank you. Aren't they gorgeous? I love these earrings. I bought them in a place called Santiago. I think I bought them in Santiago. I can't remember if I bought them in Santiago or San Juan. Our day trip. I mean, I just feel like they are me. And I bought this really beautiful blouse. Yeah, I love it. I actually wore this for the ceremony for Uncommon Woman Global, like the kind of like the anointing or the calling in of the women on Thursday. I wanted to wear something traditional. Okay, so few announcements. How you guys doing? Are you ready? Are you ready to do big things? Who's coming? Who's coming to Guatemala in November? Okay, so few announcements. Number one, Uncommon Women Live. We are back every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard. As you know, I took a break last week. Yeah? Now, I'm supposed to be live tomorrow at 9:30, except I've been told that I should probably leave early because of the traffic. So I'm a little bit worried about my Legacy Live, but I'm going to probably put it off till the afternoon. But I have a really big announcement tomorrow for the Uncommon Woman Legacy Live that I'm super excited about. So they told me that I should leave here at 7, which is 8 Eastern Standard. So I'm pretty sure I won't be able to go live tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard, but I'm going to pick a time tomorrow and I'll go live. I'm just going to have to get back to you. But Thursday, I will be doing Uncommon Woman Legacy Live at 9:30 a.m. So except for tomorrow, all calls are back on. Okay? Yeah, I have a really big announcement for Uncommon Woman, the Legacy Business Live tomorrow. So make sure that you're on. If you're somebody who wants to do more, is ready to build your legacy, needs support, wants to kind of like put high octane fuel in your tank, you want to hear about what I'm going to do. Okay. I told you guys I was going to make an announcement. I said I'm going to make 2 announcements while I'm away. I made the first one yesterday, which was, and this is the next, that we have the next Uncommon Woman Lead with Love retreat here in Guatemala from November 15th to the 21st. Okay. It's a Tuesday I think it's a Tuesday to Saturday. I can't remember. 15th to the 21st, November 15th to the 21st. It is in the same spot. It's in Lake Atitlan at Ta Retreats, a stunning place. The details will be sent to those of you who are interested. Remember, a conversation is not a commitment, right? It has to be aligned all the way around, right? So this is for women who are leading with love. This retreat is for women who are leaders, who want to grow and rise and lead with love and build a legacy business and do big things in the world, or build a mission, or build a ministry. Like, that's what this particular retreat is. It's it's called Lead with Love, right? So it's for leaders. So if you're like, I just kind of don't know what I want to do, that's probably not the right space for you. If you're like, I know I have to do big things, I've been called to do big things, I'm in it. If you were to look at my life before and then look at my life now and then look where I'm going, you'll be like, whoa, okay? So if you're interested in the details, if you're feeling pulled, right? Even if you're just like, I want to know what this is about, and maybe it's absolutely impossible for you to come in November. Maybe you got other things going on. You know that I'll be running another one. I'll probably be doing 2 of these a year. So it used to be called Soul Sister Mastermind Retreat. I brought women together for sisterhood. Now I'm bringing women together for leadership, because what I realize is that if we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, in other words, leadership and sisterhood at the same time, even better, right? Getting your passport. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. I'm so excited. Okay, so Lead with Love. Write this down. November 15th to the 21st. Manifest it. What does that mean? What does it mean to manifest something? It means that you say, I am going. It's already done. 10 toes down, feet to my faith. You write it in your calendar, you get your passport, you send me an email and say, how do I do this? And then you commit, and it will push you to do the big thing. It will actually push you to do the big thing. And the thing is, there are no refunds for my retreats. You can't be like, oh, I'm going. Okay, no, I'm not. So you're like committed. You're all in, because I'm all in. I have the same expectations for the women who are around me that I do for myself. That's how we go bigger, right? So it's a commitment. And it's like a commitment to your business, a commitment to the other women who were there, a commitment to me, a commitment to God, a commitment to what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Because when you get that far away from home, you can't help but transform. Because there's nothing else around you but you and a bunch of women who believe in you. That's how we lead with love. You guys, God wants us to be who He designed us to be. But we get in the way. We say to Him, oh, you don't know how bad it's been. Oh, He does. Because He's been there the whole time watching. All those things that you feel that are like, I know I'm meant for more. I went through that. There's no way I'm going to go through that and not have it be a thing, a way that I can help other people. That's God. All the other stuff isn't God. You're not smart enough. You're not rich enough. You're not pretty enough. You got to lose 100 pounds before. Like, all of that stuff that shows up, that's not God. Those are the things that have held you back in the past. Not this time, baby. Not on my clock, right? Okay, so Lead with Love Retreat, November 15th to the 21st. DM me and I will send you an email this week, okay? This week is the week that I'm sitting down and putting the email together. I know how it's going to work. I've been on holiday and I'm letting myself have time. If you want to be part of the Uncommon Woman Global Ministry, go to RomiMarlowe.com and join. We have our next call on Thursday. And also this Thursday is actually the Uncommon Woman God's Girl guest call, which means that you don't have to be part of the Uncommon Woman community, the faith ministry, to be on the call. So if you want to come in and give it a test run and see if you want to join us, then you reach out to me and say, hey, how do I get on this call? And I will send you the link for Thursday. Okay? You guys, so many things are happening. It's just incredible. And okay, so we have the Uncommon Woman Live. We have the Uncommon Woman Legacy Business Live, that will be changing time on Tuesday, but Thursday will be regular time. I have something really exciting that I'm announcing this week for that, so be watching. And then the retreat. Okay, there's lots going on. Anyway, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for missing me. I loved it when everybody was messaging me saying, Joni, yes, 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 come, Joni. Come. Figure it out. Right? Kelly Thorne, hi, sis. Oh, Amy has this book. So, Amy, can you find out, like, can you tell people where you got it? Because I know that some people are trying to find it. I got it at a grocery store. It's called Lord, It's Me Again. I just love it. And I'm seeing if there's a .com here somewhere. Literallyprecise.com. I don't know. Literallyprecise.com. It's weird because it doesn't really tell me where I can send you for it. But any of these little devotional books that you can put in your purse are great, right? And of course, I love this one because it's pink and it's small. Okay, that's it, sissies. I love you. You guys, my hair is so curly here. It's finally starting to get that place that I can actually like not have to wear a hat, I think. I'm so tired of wearing hats all the time. Anyway, my hair's happy in this weather. Everything's happy. My skin, my heart, my hair. I love you too. Okay, I'm going to head out. Have an incredible day, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Please share this out. Please tag people who you believe need this. And I will see you tomorrow for Legacy Business Live. Watch my stories and you'll see what time I'm going live. And then Wednesday, I'll see you back here. So today we talked about fear. No more fear, right? We're over it. We're over it. We're done. We're like done, 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 and done. We're moving forward. I love you so much. And so does God.